Google, what is a crick? A painful spasm of muscles at the neck or back. And you're welcome, chat. Welcome back to our Timeless Open. I hope you're enjoying a bit of Wordle there. Don't worry, we'll be back in between rounds, but more importantly, we're moving into the penultimate round at number 7, where we are going to find out who is going to our top 8, who is one step closer to taking down this tournament, but more importantly, one step closer to battling Mason Clark in the finals. Who are we going to watch?
Well, we do have Mason Clark at the ready, but he's going to be our backup match. We've got for you now. It's a tense situation. We have our highest X2s, our highest seeded X2s battling against each other, and I think someone else had done the math, so I'm not really liable for this. Nice. But I think at least one X2 is going to make it. So this is a potential win and in match here for our top 8. And we're trying to bring you the most exciting archetypes that we have yet to see. So we're going to dive right into it. I believe we have 4-color Omnath. Yes, playing against Belcher. You heard me right. That is Goblin Belcher. And what this deck is trying to do, it is basically a deck that plays no spells. No lands, rather. Yeah, my bad. One thing I do. It plays no lands and uses the ability of Goblin Charbelcher to basically defeat the opponent with one activation in one single turn. If you've played Legacy and you've played Modern, and in fact, I believe, has this been legal in Pioneer? Like it's an archetype in Pioneer as well? No, because Charbelcher is not in that format. Modern and Legacy. There you go. You are no stranger to this this archetype. What's complicated is going to be finding the specific pattern in this format that makes the deck broken, because I believe you can kill as fast as turn 2 because you have access to the deck. Does play Dark Ritual though, right?
So I'm looking at it right now. The deck does play Dark Ritual. So we can definitely get like a really early win if it needs to be. I'm more looking at the Omnath side, and they've got nothing to deal with this in the main. They need to get like real lucky that potentially a Charbelcher comes out without the mana to activate it, and they can somehow ley lines binding it or Oko it. Other than that, they need to get permanence on the battlefield and start turning them sideways and turn that 17 points life to 0 ASAP. Or we're going to go to a game number 2 super quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe someone in chat can help me explain here, but the idea behind Goblin Charbelcher is that you're not supposed to reveal lands. But wait, you have only spells. So I think it's fine to have the never mind. This all makes sense to me. For some reason, I was like, oh, wait a minute, you can only literally play. I don't know what I'm saying here. We're gonna rewind 2 steps.
Finish the sentence. I think what you're saying is, so how does Charbelcher win? Charbelcher, obviously, you reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. How many cards you revealed, you do that much damage to target opponent or creature, I suppose, if you really want to go that way. But we don't play any lands in our deck. We play the sort of creatures that can, the other side of it can be played as a land, spells, the other side of it can be played as a land. So technically, there are no lands in our deck. So we basically just turn our deck upside down. Your opponent, you're going to take 40 odd plus damage, and normally that is good to win a game of Magic. I suppose there's a weird scenario here where we could gain more life than they can deal with multiple Omnath triggers over multiple turns and Omnaths, but that's very niche. It's gonna be very niche if that could actually be a thing.
Yeah. All right. And that is Will Hall, my better half here. Thank you for explaining that, Will, because I completely forgot for some reason what Goblin Charbelcher does as a legacy main, which is, I mean, honestly, kind of whack. But you were talking about putting a fast clock on. And how about turn 3 Omnath plus Minskin Boo in play? That's 4 points coming in. And I'm pretty sure we could try to cobble together lethal next turn with the 2 lands, the Uro, and the damage that we have from our board. Oh, actually, never mind. Hold up. Minskin Boo cannot fling because there's a Leyline of Sanctity in play.
No, but it can hit another 3 counters on top of it.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be enough unless we can somehow gain a little bit of life. Bauble is not gonna be it. I think we're gonna have to go star, draw, hope for the best. This is gonna be, it's gotta be this turn, if any. It's literally that simple. Somehow this control deck has managed to apply enough pressure to win on turn number 4, which is, well, it's what they had to do. They can't just sit back and wait, and they have not done that. They put the they know what's on the line. They know top 8 is on the line potentially for the winner of this match. That means there's more money. That means you're one step closer to battling Mason. That means you're one step closer to calling yourself the champion of our Timeless Open here, which in itself is a pretty cool title to have. Channel.
Okay.
Eggs and basket, all in one.
Now, just so I'm clear, that last card to the left there, that's not a demonic tutor, right?
I think that's Dark Ritual.
Oh, it's Dark
Ritual.
Ritual. Okay, it's Dark Ritual. So then
Yeah.
what is our plan here to
Thanks. Are we seeing some soul? Have we
all
got it?
right.
Well, it's got to be off this card. Top card. Huge. What is it going to be? Looking for a Charbelcher.
Okay, that's a rebuy. That's a rebuy.
Go again.
All right. And what do we got now? I don't.
Let's destroy another one. I think, does it?
But it comes into play tapped, though, right? And then okay, crazy, absolutely unheard of that. On turn 4, this was turn 4. Turn 5. Yeah, that was turn 4. We put an insane board into play, and then we had lethal on the following turn here, thanks to Uro. Put a land into play, put a fetch into play for the turn. Fetch, that's 3 lands. That's the Omnath trigger. That's 7 points, 4 points, and another 4 points. So that's 15. So actually, I'm going to assume that was lethal in like a million different ways, but still kind of absurd to me that the control deck of all decks was doing this. And there are exactly 3 copies of Omnath. There are 3 copies of Mint. So I guess it's not even that unlikely. As we see in the sideboard here, slamming in Enchantment, Artifact, Hate, and Terrasonder, slamming in the Dovin's Veto. Then we got a couple copies of Spell Pierce here to sort of help us. And the Deafening Silence too, which I think is going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, I was going to say some of these sideboard cards look like absolute powerhouses. And we're interested to see how Belcher sideboards on the other side, because a lot of these cards are definitely going to be coming in, and it is an open deck this tournament. So you know what you're playing against. You definitely know what you're playing against now and how it's going to be functioning. If we can slow that down, that's ideal. But do we bring in things like Haywire Mites? Do we bring in Iron Veil of Summers? Do we bring in Pact of Negations? Do we bring in Assassin's Trophies? We see that, again, another great opening hand, but do we have to apply pressure or be more controlling now as we start moving forward?
Wow, okay. This is a pretty cool setup here when you look at both of the hands together. It looks like we're on a mulligan to 6 here because we didn't have actual action there from the Belcher side of things here. But the Dovin's Veto is a critical card here from the Omnath side that I think is going to. I mean, I was sort of like alluding to Dovin's Veto against Pact of Negation, and then sort of the layers there and how we're supposed to get around it. I think this 6-card hand here from the Belcher side is about as good as you could really. Oh, and no way.
Hold on.
We just top deck Dark Ritual.
So Dark Ritual, land, Charbelcher. Charbelcher's free to activate, right? Or was it 4? 3. So as early as next turn could be game. Just a tap land. Add 2 mana. Leyline's Binding's going to be able to take it out.
That's the power of Deathrite Shaman, the acceleration here. And this is insane. I mean, wait, well, actually, do we have Boseiju in this deck? Because that's how we get back into this game, right? I think if we could,
no, because it's a land. It's a land. You can't play it.
Oh, it's a land. You're right. So
we got Assassin's Trophies and Haywire Mites. That are the only ways that we can get that off the battlefield.
And then there's the Dovin's Veto just waiting in the wings here. But then there's also the Boseiju. This game, all right. So there's a chance. It's not quite over yet, but it is certainly close. And it's going to be coming down to like clutch draw stripes. Now, there is the Minskin Boo as well, but I don't think there's a land for the Deathrite Shaman to exile. That's why the Deathrite's going into the red zone, which means another turn of reprieve here. And I mean, I don't know. Like the flip side of the spells for the Belcher deck are kind of fascinating to me. I don't know if any of them would actually ever be able to like claw a victory from this position.
Well, the thing they've got on their side is they've got the clock, right? Like this Deathrite Shaman is doing 1 point of damage a turn currently. I might eat my words in a second as a Minskin Boo might come down, but I kind of like holding up, like, you could go Brainstorm, silence. You could go silence, hold up Dovin's Veto here. Like, you're definitely in control of how this game turns out. Something has to go dramatically wrong for you not to be able to win, and something to do nothing. Wow. Holding up Brainstorm and Veto.
All right. Okay. Well, here's the Palaka Predation. So reveal a card and then One of them will get discarded. So I think it's just got to be the Minsk and Boo here, right? And this looks like an F6. So
Yes, it's mana value 3 or more it can
yeah,
take. There's
which
going
was
to be.
honestly the scariest card in the hand as well. We're gonna be completely honest.
I don't know. I'm not stoked on this Domin's Veto or the Deathly Silence.
Hmm.
But
What is the okay ruling question for you? Beseech the Mirror gets cast and it sacrifices Chromatic Sphere.
mhm,
What happens? Does you draw a card for sacking the Chromatic Sphere?
yeah.
Okay. So Judge is telling me you do not draw the card with Sphere, but you do with Star. Definitely silence now in play, and the game slows down, but it's not over yet.
No, but it's kind of over, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like we've got all the tools to make sure that they basically have to get 2 big goes at going off, and that's gonna help. The Assassin Trophy is gonna help them here. Means we can take. Oh, hold on. We can go Leyline's Spine and take. Oh no, because Doman Veto is gonna stop it. We have to bait this Doman's Veto out. So we can then Assassin's Trophy, the Leyline's Binding, and Charbelcher them in the face. We
Okay.
have to bait this Domin's Veto out somehow. We don't have
Keep
access to Fort Caesars.
keep in mind though that one thing that's really important here is that the Beseech the Mirror, you can still cast it for 4 mana and put the card into your hand. So it is certainly a little bit slower, but you do have the option to end step maybe Assassin's Trophy, the Leyline Binding, that gets Dovin's Veto. Then you play Beseech the Mirror on your turn. Then you pass one more turn. You say, I give you 1 draw step. Do you have it? And then you cast like another Assassin's Trophy on the Charbelcher that you tutor it off of the Beseech the Mirror. So it's slow. There is a winning line here for the Belcher player.
I kind of like doing it the other way around. I kind of like baiting it with the mirror. But it looks like they're going to agree with you here. Assassin's Trophy into Domin's Veto. Stop that shenanigans. Don't want you to have this win con. And untap. Just the land, so we can go searching. Remember, if the silence wasn't in play here, we could go search it up and cast it the same turn because we've got this Dark Ritual.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
But this is gonna go search. I imagine it's finding a Charbelcher. We don't. Oh, hold on. It could maybe get a Haywire Might if there's one still in the deck.
Ooh, okay.
The side no goes with Belcher. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's either or. I kind of like Belcher. That means this brainstorm is going to have to find us an answer, or the top of our deck is going to have to find us an answer. Well, don't worry about it. Leyland, and they show off the Leyland's Binding here because there is not enough mana on the other side to play the Charbelcher and activate it in the same turn, unless we draw an untapped land off the top of the deck.
Okay, but here's what I think. Okay, I think if I'm in the Belcher seat, I just hold on to this Goblin Charbelcher until I know I have 7 mana that I can use all in one turn and in one swing.
But what if you're giving your opponent more looks at trying to draw counter magic here, though, right?
It's a calculated risk, but I think you're less. It's open deckless, so you can probably count that there are more Leyline Bindings and Terra Sunders and Okos than like the Dovin's Vetoes and the Spell Pierces, which you can also play around.
All right. Look, your math checks out. Untapped land at the top, we win the game. It's not
One-time
an
dealer?
untapped land.
One-time dealer. Let's see it. Yeah, you can also see Omnath player is hovering over.
Again, we've seen it so many times today. High risk, high reward. The risk is not going to
Oh,
pay
no,
off.
no. Wait. Can
No.
you Dark Ritual? No, because
No.
it's an end step Leyline Binding. Okay.
You can
dang
only
it.
cast one non-creature card a turn. Definitely
Yeah.
silence is on the battlefield.
Well, if you go on your upkeep, activate the cast the Dark Ritual, and then activate the thing. But Leyline Binding, you're right. It does cover that door as well. So I think this might be the writing on the wall, unless there's another way to get.
Well, it's still not the writing on the wall just yet.
Okay.
It's still, this clock is not huge currently. So Chagana added to hand and cast next turn is going to put a clock on, but at the minute, it's still a 3-turn clock currently of what we got going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're going to attack for 2, drops to 10. That's fine. Now we're going to be in 2-turn clock category. We've got the Spell Pierce plus the Leyline's Binding. We're going to play the Bauble. That's how we're going to try and decide here. So we crack that, draw a card. If we hit land, No, because the spell pierce is also going to mess things up because you can spell pierce it, make them tap 2 extra mana, then they don't have the mana to activate the Char Belcher.
Yeah. Wait, that's actually insane though, because I think if I take it back, if I'm in the Belcher seats, Belcher seat one more time in that instance, playing the Belcher there, I think I'd probably do it. And the reason I would do it is because you could just kill them on the upkeep with the Dark Ritual, but that is such a hard decision to make. And you could see here, like, there's like kind of the punish where like you're not finding the mana source that you're looking for to play and activate. So I think it makes sense. Maybe your argument is like to sort of cut your opponent off of draw steps and things like that. I don't know. It's so damn close.
This Deathly Silence is doing work. If it wasn't for that card being in play, we'd be in game 3 already.
Mhm.
We're telegraphing that we've got Leyland's Binding in hand. Adding a threat to the battlefield. We're going to get in there for 1 point of damage. No points of damage. That doesn't make sense. Maybe we're just happy we've got it next turn. There's the removal spell off the top.
Okay.
That's going to kill Jagan. That's going to give us. So they drop 1. They drop down to 6. That not attacking with one of these that turn is going to cost us.
Oh.
Give our opponent 1 extra turn. Okay. So exile that. Drop to 6. Not GG's just yet. It's pretty GG's.
Mhm.
I don't see the line back out of this, especially for the Deathly Silence. I wonder if it starts with like. No, I was about to say it'd have to start with something like a Assassin's Trophy, turn on extra. Oh, hold on. Assassin's Trophy, the Char Belcher, activate Char Belcher. Spell Pierce hits it, stumps that. So no, I don't think there's an out.
Well, no, because you activate it on the upkeep, right?
No, but they make you pay 2 for your Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah.
And
So
then
so you pay 2, and then upkeep you cast Dark Ritual.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yes, that's an out. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. So that is the out here in this sports state. But the problem, well, actually, I guess it's. Oh, wait. Actually, no, that's so sick because you have to spell pierce the Assassin's Trophy that gets top decked, which means you cannot cast the Leyline Binding. Oh no, but you could do it in response to the Dark Ritual. Never mind. Okay, all right.
We're getting too excited. I love it.
Yeah, I really want to see a game 3. I am so excited for this.
Why are we casting this Dark Ritual? Maybe we're trying to bait out a spell piercer?
I love this play, and all right. Omnath player correctly sees through it, but it is
that's the GGs. It was
yeah.
We left ourselves a lot of outs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We played, and I always say you got to play to your outs. And that's kind of the skill of a good player. Like you'll never see Reduke conceding. He's like, no, you have to beat me.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
I could have anything in my hand, and you don't know about that, especially in this format, which is so untapped, and we haven't gone into the depth of it. So hats off. I think that's going to get them squeezed into our top 8 there. So
it'll be close.
1 step closer to battling Mason, but more importantly, top 8. Everybody loves a top 8, especially in a tournament at this size. We're just queuing up another match, which I believe is Mason. So our backer one. So while we've got that, we're going to talk about what's been going on so far. We're in round number 7.
Yep.
The format is timeless. It's on Arena. Format itself, super powerful. Real powerful cards. Some more powerful than others. Some are even restricted. Price structure, well, it's a community-driven tournament brought to you by us. So the more people that play, the more prize money there is. So we've already scaled it up once, right? We were aiming around, but we'll actually talk about 30 at one point, and it went to 60. Now we're over 90. So the prizes have gone up. We've added bounties in here. We've had 3 players. We've got Doomweight, we've got Aspiring Spike, and Mason. If you played in today's tournament and you battled against them and managed to beat them, you're going to earn yourself a little bit extra money. Then you get through to the top 8. More money on the line. No matter where you come, you're going to win yourself some money. Whoever wins today's tournament comes first place, kind of becomes first seed because you've got 1 more obstacle to overcome. And of course, that is Mason Clark, our bad guy, our Donkey Kong on top of the ladder that you've got to overcome. If you can,
you're showing your age there. Yeah. Donkey Kong is correct though.
If you can deal with him and take him down, you're going to win your fellow tournament teammates the more money. Everyone from 9th to 16th is going to win themselves more money, but only if you can beat our champion. And of course, that is Mason Clark. And we are going to go down to his match right now and see maybe he sneaks into, maybe he wins the whole tournament himself and just voids it.
Oh, what happens in that? What
We,
happens in
we,
that situation? I don't
we
know. I haven't.
I'm not gonna say we make him play of himself because that's not what you want to say on the internet. Let's get down to that matchup and see how it goes.
Alrighty. So Mason has been championing this mono green primeval Titan deck list for a hot second now, and looks like he's being paired up against the Rakdos Foundry list. Now, this is a really cool list. I believe last week we saw Ash Lizzle playing a Boros version of this deck. So that featured Retrofitter Foundry, plus Ornithopter, plus white cards like Swords to Plowshares, and I believe there was another spell like Michio, something that gives your creatures like the Nettlecyst effect or something for a turn. The Rakdos version is a little bit different. It features cards like Deadly Dispute, but it still has the same core of Retrofitter Foundry and Ornithopter to really like punch out these really deadly 4/4s as fast as turn one.
If I said, name to me what the card Food Fight does, would you have any clue?
I have fortunately played enough Arena that at this point I do know what it is, because I have lost to the card Overcooked a bit too many times. I thought that was just a game. No, apparently it's real life.
Can you tell me what it does? Because I have no idea and I can't find it.
Yeah, so food fight is an it's an enchantment that it's 1 and a red, and basically you can see it on the screen. Artifacts you control have 2 mana, sack this artifact, and it will deal damage basically equal to the number of food tokens that you have in play. Equal to the number of permanents named food fight you control. So what you do is you sacrifice your food token, you have food fight in play, so you deal 2 damage to your opponent. And then Overcook, I believe, puts more copies of food fight into play. So you basically get this like self-winning engine that you can combine with like maybe Retrofitter Foundry, for example, that can like literally just end the game very, very, very fast.
Why has no one made a Hobbit deck yet with Food Fight? Just for the flavor. I imagine the deck itself is terrible, but the flavor of that, oh, that'd be beautiful. More importantly, Mason able to block Ragavan there, find himself castle, and I think that is the wrong cave on the battlefield, so we can't cast Primeval Titan this turn. That's the Citadel. That's what we were kind of hoping we would have over it, but Citadel's going to find it. We're going to bring it into play, add another land drop to a turn, play Kami. Kami, no extra land to play. Now we've got to survive another turn.
All right, here's the Anvil. There's a Deadly Dispute and an Unholy Heat. Yocha declares war is going to make the Ornithopter into a 4/4 flyer this turn. And that's going to come in for 20 points. But Mason's got something cooking in the kitchen here for the next turn, and that is Primeval Titan, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to see this. Oh, I was going to say we'll see this Ragavan sacks there to the Deadly Dispute, but decided, hold on, we sacking the Honor? Surely, what? What's going on?
Okay.
That doesn't seem like the value I want to be cooking. But I guess it does turn on the Unholy Heat. And in the face of potentially next turn a Primeval Titan, maybe that's where our mind's at.
All right. Well, there's another land there for Mason. So Primeval Titan now gets to come into play. And fortunately, there's the Unholy Heat to take care of this. But we have access to Field of the Dead now. And that is a card that can solo games by itself. We've already seen this multiple times today.
Yeah, I'm looking and I'm pretty inclined to say we're going to a game 2. I can't see this deck, which is very nickel and dime, get your opponent dead, grindy, overturn this deck, which is just straight up value now. Like you can double Field of the Dead, you're going to generate 8 power on the battlefield. Every land from now on is going to generate 8 power. 4 power. It's going to be pretty crazy. Welcome, Mr. Aspiring Spike. Appreciate it. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, everybody else. Welcome to round number 7 currently here in our Arena Open. We're finding out who is going to be getting into our top 8 here. Potentially, it could be our bounty man, Mr. Mason Clark.
Yeah, I will unabashedly, unbiasedly tell you that I am rooting for Mason to win, not because I am financially tied in any way whatsoever. But I think this is going to be pretty wrapped up here just to catch everybody up here. Oh yeah, this is also cool. Gate to Mannerborn is a card that Mason has definitely sold me on. Talking about this is an arena exclusive land that allows you to seek, I believe, a card from your deck with mana 4 or less. There might be some stipulation here and or there, but yeah, look, Mason just got a card in the Great Creator by using a land that he got off of earlier in the game.
Okay.
And did we miss something here? Why are we oopsing?
No, no, no. It's but there is no oops. It's
Oh, okay.
game.
Okay.
We're going to a game two.
Okay. 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 Okay.
It's and yeah, we're just sorting that out. It's we're just going through the there you go. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you. Thanks for saving us all a little bit of time there. We appreciate it. We get to look at the sideboarding though for both of these players. I'm seeing Ashiok's getting snapped off.
Hmm.
In That's the first one we want to be bringing in. What else do we like?
Yeah. I think so. Unlike. Oh wow, I actually don't know if we have too much to bring in here. I'm gonna double check so Molten Collapse is definitely a card that we are interested in, just so that we can get the 6/6 out of play here, and then maybe we can close the game with using some reach from our flyers or things like that. I'm gonna double check to see if there's something like what is it called, a Shrapnel Blast? Is that also in this deck list? Because I remember Ash Lizzle was playing that, and that card was pretty sweet. Uh, doesn't look like there is. Okay, so I would consider playing the Molten Collapses to remove Primeval Titan to punch through the last points of damage. Looks like Dorian says no. Other cards that might be interesting are the Thoughtseize to sort of disrupt or destabilize the mono green deck, right? Because that is the deck that really just wants to have. It only has a couple like key spells, so if you can like rip those out of the hand there with the Thoughtseize, you're in a great position. And I kind of mostly feel like that's it. Xander, wait, what is Xander's Wake? This is a card that I am
I was
not
going to ask
familiar
you
with.
if you know what the card Bank Job does.
Isn't there like a movie called The Bank Job?
There's
Does it make you
definitely a movie called The Bank Job, but that's not you. We're not boarding movies in just yet. Uh,
okay?
there's no Bank Job secret lair that I'm aware of. Um, this is an arena exclusive card again. An enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. X on the bottom creature card of your library. You may cast that card this turn at the beginning of your end step. If that card is still exiled, put it into your graveyard and create a treasure token. Kind of like a grindy, value-y type card. I don't know what matchup I'll be bringing that in for, but I love that it's in the deck
Yeah,
especially one of.
if I had to guess, this is maybe not the matchup where I would actually bring it in. Oh yeah, and we already mentioned Ashiok in passing, but Ashiok seems absurd in this matchup, and I'm very curious to see what Mason's plan for it is, because looking at the hand right now, Primeval Titan turned off, Natural Order turned off. I guess yeah. What is the last card? Boreal Grazer. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Grazer.
Then yeah, and then what is it like? Fetch lands also turned off. So like, this is pretty powerful. Now, I guess what you could say is like, no, Anu, like Ashiok is just too slow, or like you can still attack with the Primeval Titan. But the point is that you should have enough pressure going on to actually, make it so that the one turn where Ashiok is able to make you stumble, you punch in for lethal. I will say that my advice, my infallible, untouchable, unquestionable advice. Dorian's not really following it because Mason's life total still reads 20, and probably because Dorian's on a mulligan and has not really been able to piece together the 1-2 punch of the cards that we're looking for.
This is a great line that we've just been taken there. We were guaranteeing ourselves a third mana source, whether it was going to be a treasure token or a land, so we can play this Ashiok. We understand how important that card is, and we've got access to looking at the hand. Mason's got no answers to that yet, besides from hitting more land drops and casting that Primeval Titan. Could go along the lines of animating the Hydra and trying to get some damage in. Ornithopter, of course, is going to block it. We've also got Lightning Bolt if we need to go that route. Another Natural Order is definitely not what Mason's cooking. Not ideal for him here. And I think, we're just straight passing the turn up and be like, all right, cool, go crazy. I like the idea of milling with Ashiok. Like there's some real key cards in this deck that you can hit. Some lands you can just completely get rid of, i.e., Field of the Deads, even though there's currently one on the battlefield. And
Can I make a counterpoint?
go
I
for it.
actually think this last turn we should have targeted ourselves with the Ashiok Mill ability so that we could turn on the Unholy Heat. And now this turn, if because we don't have Delirium yet for the Unholy Heat, right? So this might be a turn where the Primeval Titan actually gets to turn sideways and attack. And with Trample, it's going to connect against the Ashiok. This is something that I'm very much worried about. Oh, there's also the layer too.
Yeah, let's the what you know what I was speaking about, but this is. I think you're right. I think we should have milled ourselves at least one of these 2 turns to add 4 more cards to a graveyard. We're only one type away. We can then deal with this Primeval Titan and the lair we can just chump block if needs be. Now we're kind of we have to what double block Titan, double spell to kill the Hydra in a bad place.
Yeah, it's
Astro
not very
Exiles
good.
the chat's asking, so Astro exiles your opponent's graveyard, but you could target player mills 4 cards. So you can mill yourself 4 cards, and then your opponent's graveyard gets exiled.
Wait, what am I missing here? There used to be a Primeval Titan on the board, and there used to be
the
oh
Planeswalker went to the graveyard, so we give us the 4th type, which
yeah,
means we
okay.
could.
Ashiok is the 4th type, yeah. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because now natural orders are going to start flowing. 2/2s on the battlefield are going to start slowing. We get the good game, and that is it. Mason Clark is going to be taking this down 2-0, getting himself into the top 8 and is one step closer to playing with himself in the finals. I had to say it out loud. I had to say it out loud. It's not a wizard stream. We're in charge. We can say what we want. Welcome to
All
the
right,
internet.
Mason, hit me with your PayPal. I got you. That's right. The bounty leader here, our champion, the one we chose him together. I will give you credit, Will, for this one as well. It is 6-1, making it into the top 8 now. And what I'm curious about right now, real quick, is whether we have any other critical standings for players who may have been playing for the last round. So, for example, I know Nicole Dubin was one player who was she was also in contention for top 8. So I'm gonna take a look at the standings real
I'm
quick
having a
just
little
to see.
look as well.
Yeah, I
It
see.
looks
Oh,
like
Elliot Dragon, Elliot Bassad is 6-0 going into this round, and
Nicole won.
oh, okay.
So Nicole is in the top 8. Elliot.
Real quick,
It,
before we do that, producer, do we have standings that we could show going into this round? All right, we do have standings that we can show you going into round 7, and we're gonna just read some results as we come along. So you're saying that Nicole won her round, and I believe she was playing against, who was she playing against?
I think she was playing against Tobiah. Hold on, just getting this up here. So against yep, against Tobiah. So beat Tobiah in 3rd place. Elliot lost. So Elliot in 2nd place lost to Nicholas in 1st, but doesn't really matter because he's X and 1. So that those 2 are going to be
Right.
guaranteed in. Looks like Nicole managed to get in. So now we're going between what? Sky and Pete. Let's have a little look. See, it looks like Pete was able to take that one down. Now, John and Queenie, please come on. Like, not biased, but I kind of really like Queenie's deck. And Queenie looks like they lost, unfortunately. So that means that they will not be in the top 8. Mason, or we just saw, take that down against Raxos Foundry. And
Okay.
then who else is potentially in? Are we speaking
So
Zachary Sheriff, maybe?
what you are telling me as of this exact moment, Jund mid-range, good old Reed Duke, Dr. Duke, Jund green, red, black, has the most archetypes in the top 8 after our 7 rounds of Swiss. Keeping it also in mind that there were no IDs in this event, as this is a digital event, no IDs, and that means all of these records are straight X and 1, all based off just like playing good Magic and having good deck building design. I mean, I'm pretty excited, right? This is like 2013 when I first started playing Standard. Jund was like one of the decks to beat, and pseudo maybe best deck in the format. Not gonna say it just yet. Knocking on wood.
Jun doing what Jun does. You know what I mean? It's good for these reasons. I'm looking and there might be an X and 2 might squeak in. Oh, producer. So we get I think an
Okay.
X2 winner will get in as well, looking at these breakers. But only time is going to tell as we kind of get some of the last results in here of this tournament. More importantly, how the pairing is going to kind of pair out. It'd be interesting to see if we get any rematches here. I'd also be interested to see if Elliot just scooped the final to like go get dinner or something like that because he's been playing all day.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if I had to, well, actually, I can even double check because Elliot is actually streaming this event today on twitch.tv/Elliot Dragon, which you should definitely go to if you want to support your fellow content creators in joining us for these new sweet cool events. But yeah, that is something that I'm very curious about too, because I think Elliot has so much like disruption and such a fast execution of threats with Dark Ritual, specifically in the deck. It could vary between play and draw, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe one of those, hey, let's take a little bit of a quick break here. We're 6-0. Congratulations. Handshakes for everybody. We're going to go see each other in the top 8 and go from there, or something like that. Now, keeping in mind, the top 8 is modified play draw, so whoever is the higher seed does get to go first. And I imagine that that'll make some sort of impact here. But yeah, I like this. I know Mason has been really sort of telling me about how broken this Primeval Titan deck is, and I love that he was able to put his money where his mouth is. He has made the top 8 and has at least secured himself, the $75 min prize award, but realistically the $400 is still there. And if Mason has to play against Mason for the champion bounty, well, guess what? Mason just wins all around. So that's what I'm quite excited about. And I wonder if we have any other updates or how many more matches are left in this round.
That's was that just a couple left, or? Okay, it looks like we've got a couple left battling out, but we might not be able to get them up on the screen for you all. So while we kind of wait for that, are we happy to go to Wordle? All right, chat, give me some Wordles. If you want to see, we can carry on chatting, but if you want to see Wordle, I need you to type the word Wordle in chat. If there's enough Wordles, we'll go to Wordle. If not, me and Anu are going to tell you what we had for dinner. We're going to tell you what we're doing in the morning.
Please, for the love of God, I'm typing Wordle myself. Okay, all right, I've done it. Oh my goodness, I had my slice of pizza. Actually, there's a restaurant 2 blocks away, and it's got they serve
boring. Get
nice...
Wordle on. Get Wordle on. Let's go. See you in a bit.
See you guys in a bit.